episode is brought to you by Graphic Master Comics. The link is going to be in the description below. Also by Snickers and Chips Ahoy. Welcome to another exciting episode of Vampire Priest. I'm your host, Father Antonio Rivera. Today we are going to review Dragon Ball Super Volume 7. Once again, the artwork is amazing. Good storyline. In most aspects, I would say about 80% of the time, the manga is going to be superior to the anime when it comes to Dragon Ball Super. I know that, hey, this is a great year for us. We're getting a reboot of Super. Hopefully a lot of the stuff that they took out of the manga that actually makes more sense and builds up into it is going to be added towards it. So for right now, let's get into it. Here we have it. We have Tournament of Power. It's about to begin, man. Look at it. This is actually really beautiful. I really like it. I like the way it looks like a top. Those of you who might be older, like myself, remember the game The Top. You just press that little button at the top, and then it just spins around by itself, and you're cheering for it as it spins. But hey, it is what it is, you know. We didn't have cell phones at that time. So everybody's coming in. Everybody's learning the rules. You have to do what you got to do. You're learning the difference between about flight and flying. So creatures who have wings and already have the ability to fly naturally, they can fly. If you're like a Z fighter or someone who learned how to fly by manipulating energy, you won't be able to do that. And this is really cool seeing the two, Frost and Frieza. I don't know why Frieza would have the halo if he was in hell. I know it represents the death, but the halo is usually someone who goes to heaven. It would have been more interesting or more poetic or truer to who he is if there were devil horns as opposed to the halo. But hey, man, it is what it is. We get a glimpse of Jiren, and Jiren actually talks throughout the manga. Not a lot, but when he says something, you know it's deep. So we are given, what I do like is this, when we're giving an introduction to the different universes. So we're seeing throughout the universes who is who. They're gods of destruction next to the and where is it? I believe it was Universe 3 who has a cell. Right here. Preacho. Preacho, from what I was able to do, because I did Google him, because I was like, wait, what the hell? There's a cell out there? How is there another cell? Perfect Cell. But he kind of has the same storyline as Cell. He's green. He's genetically augmented like an android. Very powerful. I don't think he's as powerful as Perfect Cell, but you know, I have no idea. We really don't get too much of a glimpse of him. But then I like this. This right here will make an awesome and amazing poster, fully colored. I will proudly hang that on the wall, just like my Beerus Dragon Ball Super. That poster is promoting the new Beerus lineup that's supposed to be dropping at the end of this year, 2026. That's a painting I did on glass of Trunks, future Trunks, both from Z and Super. And that's the Constitution of the United States. This Superman shirt I've actually had since 2000. I picked it up in 2000 for 4th of July. And had it ever since. Going back to Super, the manga, as soon as they said let's fight, everybody goes against the humans, and Piccolo are the ones that stay behind. Everybody else just takes off on their own way to do what they got to do. We really see how powerful 17 is. 17 is freaking ruthless, man. You get a glimpse and an inkling of him in the anime. In Super, when he's fighting, he's saying, look, we can't hold back. We can't do none of this stuff. We're fighting for our universe. I got a family. I got to get back to my job. I got to make sure that this island with all of these creatures and beasts are okay. I got to make sure my wife and my kids are fine. I ain't waiting for nobody. Everybody's getting thrown off of this the edges of this arena. I ain't wasting time, and we see it. He right from the get, he is going to town. He's the one who knocks out the first person, um, the first couple people actually. He takes them down, and he doesn't give a bleep, and that's the mentality you need when you're in a fight for your life. Yeah, and it's it's a the way it's done here. You really see how Universe 6, how powerful our guys are compared to everybody else. Because when it comes to Universe 11, Goku's standing on his own against those patrollers, with the exception of Jiren. So he's taking on like 4 or 5 of those guys at the same time. Um, and those guys are monsters. They're very powerful. Meanwhile, they do Krillin very dirty. Frieza already is talking to Frost, and he says those bald guys, they're they're the easiest targets. Take them out right away, and you'll be good. So that's what ends up happening. He ends up going after our bald friends. Who are the 3 most powerful humans of Earth. You got Tien, Krillin, and Master Roshi. Although Krillin is the most powerful, it's going to be Krillin, then Tien, then Roshi. And I do believe I did see a little clip with the voice actor for Tien, and he brings up an interesting point that Tien might not even be human to begin with because he has that third eye. He might actually be an alien, and he doesn't know that yet. So there's potentially a chance for him to be stronger than what he really is if he finds out who he is and his race. But Piccolo and Gohan, they're really good. They do my boy dirty. They do my Krillin dirty. I mean, he's the first of the Z fighters to leave, and it's because he got a sneak attack from Frost. I don't like that at all. I like the way he went out. In the anime, it really shows his power, his strength, his charisma, his years of training. Because here in the manga, it just makes him seem weak and pathetic, and he wasn't doing anything when he really was. But again, here it's different. It's different enough that you could like both. And in this particular instance, I prefer the anime version. And Frost is going toe to toe with Tien and Master Roshi at this point. They're trying to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, Gohan's going toe to toe with the Wolf Pack, and it's Tien that really makes Frost stop just for a second. However, Frost is, he's powerful, dude. This guy, in his base form here, or in his perfect form, I guess, you're looking at Super Saiyan level, maybe a little bit more than a Super Saiyan. So Tien is the second one he takes out. He goes after him really hard, and this is when everybody pieces it together that Frost and Frieza are their friends. Goku does stop him from throwing Master Roshi off the edge, and we get more clips or more scenes and panels where Gohan and Piccolo, I mean, look, they're just taking everybody out from the same universe. They're all coming after them. So they're just going toe to toe and they're taking everybody out. Which is really cool. It's something that I really like. There's a lot that goes on here. So you don't want to, watch out for it. Go over it slowly. I usually, when it comes to comics or mangas, I go over it 3 times. First time is almost like an addict. I gotta read it. Read the whole thing. Stop. Go back in it, and then all I'm doing is I'm just looking at the pictures because it's great artwork. Like when Frieza betrays Frost, And then I go back to just enjoy it as a comic, um, where it's both the story and the artwork. Um, so that's I I would recommend doing it. We're going over it a couple times. Read the story, enjoy the artwork, or if you're one of those who just takes your time through it, go right ahead. Um, because there's so much that's going on in the manga, and the fight is just intense. Um, Everybody cheers for Frieza. Oh, he was on our side the whole time, but you know what? Because of Frieza, two of our fighters were eliminated. Um, Universe 9 looks like it's the first one to be eliminated. And most of those guys were taken out by Gohan and Piccolo. Frieza took out the last couple, and now they're all gone. And then it's just going down, going down. The timer is going down of this top. They do try using teamwork against Goku, but Goku and Hit actually do a pretty good teamwork against Jiren, um, which is really, I mean, it's a really fun read when it comes right down to it. Excuse me. So I recommend picking up the manga, reading through it. Again, you're going to see the differences between the anime, and it's going to be a lot of fun, especially the Hit and Jiren fight, because we see how powerful Jiren is and how he needs to keep leveling up in terms of power just to stay in the fight. And when he does reveal more of his power, it's really, really fantastic how much he's holding back. And again, Android 17. Every time he's in a fight, you get to see how ruthless he is. He does not play around. He doesn't hold back. He's in it to win it. And let me tell you, this guy is a force. What I do like about this issue is that we get the universe with the ladies, and we find out exactly why they hate 18. And that's because in their universe, this is considered the peak of beauty, where and 18 is considered the peak of ugly. Not only that, but in our that universe where she's the peak of beauty and 18 is the peak of ugly, Krillin is considered die-hard handsome. He's the one that all the girls will be flocking towards. And I know they give him a little bit of a rib there, like, hey man, did you hear that part? Because that means that in our universe, where 18 is the pinnacle of beauty, Krillin is ugly. That's a nice way to compliment him, and to insult him, depending on which universe you're coming from. But they believe that she has no right to having such a good looking guy. And it's Whis who's ribbing him, man. Whis is like, he's like, he doesn't come right out and troll these guys, his friends, and the people who are in his universe. He just slowly points it out to them. Oh man, it's that part is funny. It really is funny. And then they did 18 dirty the way she was knocked out as well, but the way she was knocked out makes more sense in the manga than it did for Krillin, who was just sneak attacked while he was ready for a fight. So go figure. I would rather have him be overpowered than be the sneak attack. And Piccolo is pretty much eliminated the same way he is in the anime, so I've got no problem with that. That one is true. And it is 18. They show when it comes to the cricket guy that we saw in the anime that they found, they thought he was invisible. It's they show more that it's 17 that he's listening to it. They can't track his key. They know where his key is, but he's listening to it the way he would a poacher or a beast in his island, and that's how he's able to find him and just eliminate the guy right then and there. And that's it for that universe, man. They're gone. Well, they're almost all gone. And we see the tally at the end of it here. Again, let me know what you think about the anime, the manga. Who's your favorite character and why? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more episodes.